Hi guys, so I just finished my Python crash course playlist. Link will be added to the description, and I decided why don't I just create another playlist, a crash course for Flask. So in case you're wondering what is Flask, Flask is a web framework of Python that you can use to create backend servers, backend logic, or some other things. It's also very lightweight, so creating an API endpoint using Flask is very easy. Okay, so let's get started. In this video, or in this first lesson, we will be looking at how to install Flask and how to create a minimal Flask application. Let's get coding. All right. So before you can start playing around with Flask or building around with Flask, first of all, you have to create a virtual environment. So what is a virtual environment? This is an isolated environment that lets you install dependencies or packages that you would use in your project. And Flask, being a framework, is a dependency. So it's always best to install dependencies within a virtual environment. So this is how you create a virtual environment, VNV env, whereby VNV is the command to create the virtual environment and env is the name of the virtual environment. Then to activate it, you run this command if you are on a Mac OS. So this would look for the bin folder within this env and deactivate and then activate that, and my virtual environment has been created and has been activated. So next up, what you need to do is to install Flask. So for you to install Flask, you do pip install Flask, and it should show this, which shows that you have installed Flask. Now let me show you something else. Now, when Flask is installed, it comes with some other dependencies. It's like Blinker, Click, Flask, It's Dangerous, Ginger 2, Markup Safe, and this last one that I really cannot pronounce. But let me make my screen bigger so you can see it. This last one that I really can't pronounce. Over the course of this playlist, we would walk through what each of these things are used for, how they all help Flask to create whatever application or whatever servers that you want it to create. But firstly, I know that this last one, work zerg, yeah, I really don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. So that last package that comes pre-installed with Flask is a WSGI server that helps you keep your application running. Okay, so now let us build a minimal Flask application. We're going to name this app.py. Okay, so for you to create your basic Flask application, you start by importing Flask. So you say from Flask import Flask. So you have to import Flask that you would use. Then the next thing, you have to define Flask by doing app equals to Flask, and this would define the Flask imports which you just imported. Now for you to create a route on Flask application, you create a route by doing at app.routes, and in the brackets you define the paths. So you can leave it empty, or you can do slash, or you can do random. It is entirely up to you. And within this path you create a function. Now this function is the logic of what the path should do. Right now, since this is just introductory, we will just do a simple hello world that would return hello world when we run said application, and when we run our Flask application. Another thing that I forgot to do is I forgot to set up an interpreter. So Since that's done, now that we have set this to run our application, there are two ways that I do run a Flask application. I can do python app.py, but now the issue is that with python app.py, it will not run, and I will tell you why in a minute. But the second way is to do Flask run. So Flask run is the command that lets us run our Flask application. If you click on this, you should see the hello world that we define here. So you should see the hello world that we define in our code. Now, let me explain why the Python run did not work. Now, if you want, I'm sorry, the Python app.py, why it did not work. Right now, this is a basic minimal Flask application, but something is missing. And something that is missing is this. Now, this command is what runs the application when we do python app.py. So this is what runs the command, and in this bracket, this debug equals to true, it's just puts us in a debug mode so we can catch any error in the command. We can catch any error while we are still building the projects. This is usually perfect for development phase, but if you want to push this to production mode, ensure that you change this through to false. Okay, and that is how you can get your Python application running with both python app.py and Flask run. And if you look at the python app.py, let me just expand this one. If you look at the python app.py command, it's creates, like, how will I explain this? It restarts your server if you make any change in the code. Like, okay, let me run it using Flask run, and you would see that it doesn't restart the server. So let's say I want to change this to hello world there. Now it doesn't restart the server. It's still going to show hello world. So for you to ensure that your changes that you've made reflects on your server, you have to stop your server, start it again, and then it works. But if you are using the python app.py and you make a change, hello there, change, it restarts the server according to it restarts the server once you make a change, and it automatically shows it. So all you just have to do is reload the page and you will see your changes. So in this guide, I would be using more of python app.py, but flask.run is another good way, or another great way for you to run your Flask application. All right, so this is everything on introducing Flask to you. In our next lesson, we'll cover some other concepts. So until next time, bye. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, do well to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.